Well, my friends, hello and welcome to GoldenEye SpeedLore, the 2023 year in review, a classic tradition that's been going on for many, many years, and it is a pleasure to be back at it with the year in review once again this year. 2023 was a very interesting year in GoldenEye speed running because, well, for one, we saw quite a major occurrence happen, which was the GoldenEye re-release for Nintendo Switch and Xbox. And the effects this had on speedrunning GoldenEye was actually quite fascinating, and I think we will get into that a little bit later on. Certainly, we'll probably watch a few runs of this, you know. Many were wondering what would happen with this, release of these games. How would it affect competition? What would go on? And I think what's interesting is we've seen sort of a parallel community pop up, you know, sort of rather than a merged community, we've seen sort of another distinct GoldenEye community pop up where some fellows run on the Switch and the Xbox. And they have some of their own strategies, some of their own developments, and so that's quite fascinating. And will some of those new strategies or tendencies, new techniques of playing, you know, because you have a fresh set of eyes, will any of that blend over to the N64 version? And I suppose these are questions that we will find out tonight and in the years ahead. So, there were 6 untied world records set in GoldenEye in 2023. The first one was a remarkable run by Callie W on Statue Agent. So my friends, let's take a look. This was done on January...
Okay. After this attempt, I'll play one Streets attempt and then see how far I can get Val. I'm gonna f it up. But who knows? Maybe I get him really far and I can finally cake a record.
This was done January 3rd. January 3rd, 2023.
Okay, this is going to be 2:17 right here, and then we'll play Streets, okay?
Obviously, Callie's a very good Val strafer. He's using Control Style 2.x, which is quite difficult, honestly. It really, really is quite a difficult thing to maintain full speed with 2.x while playing Streets. We see him building speed against a rock, which is stone structure, which is probably a good idea. Sort of a more novel technique there. You know, not something that had been done, you know, all that frequently throughout history until recently. Really good Trev shot by Callie.
Let it be.
And he thinks it's gonna happen, baby. He thinks he's got a good chance of it. One boost.
Oh, come on.
Getting the double boost there is like on Agent is so unlikely. But he got it, you know? And obviously, you know, watching the world record runs, we're gonna get like, you know, kind of like survivor's bias.
Don't block me.
Watching these insanely good runs and getting like the double, you know, chained boost there is so powerful.
Oh, I can safe it.
So he knows he's on like mid 217 pace. He can do safe flight recorder pickup, which is very impressive. 1 in 8, 1 in 9 odds, roughly.
Oh my god.
He didn't even safely get it. It was like a perfect pickup.
Well, boys, I told you.
I told you. He knew it.
Oh my god.
It's interesting that he has a body hit. So he hit Trev probably in the crotch to get a really fast reaction. Otherwise, because a body hit would usually pass Trev away. So a crotch shot is really good. And very nice run there. And yes, hello, welcome in chat to Scott J. Progrin. A pleasure to see you here. An elusive boost. and all the others who have joined. What a wonderful night for some year in review speedlore.
There is no way. Well, now we can play streets.
You can see Callie basking in that glow of an untied world record, which are quite rare, quite frankly.
I even f***ed up the ending slightly. Dude, no way.
Yeah, he did, and we'll watch that. I mean, obviously the full video's on his channel. 2 more minutes of reaction and commentary. We can see here, like, once he gets the flight record, he kind of, like, shakes a little bit. Like, probably because of a little bit of nerves, like, a little bit kind of janky strafing, but obviously lost, like, a frame or two, and he knew that he was on, like, mid-217 pace, so just a great run by Callie, the first untied of the year. January 3rd, and what a remarkable speedrun. What a truly and utterly remarkable speedrun. The next untied of the year would take place on February 12th. Now, of course, our pal Ace, you know, had been here and there and speedrunning and doing his thing. He is Ace, after all, the greatest player to ever play GoldenEye or Perfect Dark. No doubt about that. And he was actually playing Silo Double Agent. He knew he could get 120. 121 was a fascinating time because Ace got it in 2014, I tied it in 2017, insane streams back then for me, and no one else has ever gotten a 121 since. Like, we're going on 10 years, and only Ace and I have got 121 on Silo 00, but Ace knew 120 was possible, and when he started playing for it, it was inevitable. I was a little bit bittersweet about this, but we're going to watch this run, and we're going to dedicate it to our SpeedLore champion, Sammy Limex. A huge thanks to Sammy Limex for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon over the year. And let's check it out. Ace's Silo Double Agent 120, the second untied of 2023. Now, I'll mention, you know, we're now, you know, mid to late January 2024. There have been no GoldenEye Untieds yet this year, which isn't too uncommon, and so we'll keep our eyes peeled to see what the first GoldenEye Untied of 2024 will be. So we see some nice strafing and shots here. He's actually playing the English version. Sometimes it can be tempting to play the Japanese version on Silo Double Agent because you get a free body armor towards the end or in the second room, which can really help survive. Plus you have better auto aim, but there is like 1 or 2 more guards like at that warp. So, you know, he's Ace. He can manage playing English. And nice, you got to be careful about that plastique not landing on its head. If it lands upside down, you fail. It doesn't register as complete. Nice boost through there. He's on like the 120, 119 cycle run. His 121 from 2014 had quite a bad Oromov stuck around here. A 739 pause, like he's on pace all the way. And this was just pretty inevitable, like I say, like, you know, there was no doubt that once Ace began playing for this, he was going to get it. Plastique camera, bingo bango, nice boost. Snaps the pick left side of the satellite, you know, on Agent, you would go right side satellite, which is like a few frames faster. No need to chance it. He was 120 pace warping Oromov, and he's going to warp in at, you know, 120.5, new untied world record, and a very nice record at that. So a huge congratulations to Ace on, you know, I wonder what untied this was for Ace in his career. I'm gonna quickly dig up that research here. So Ace, this was Ace's 72nd career untied in GoldenEye, which is pretty remarkable, I would say. Only Boss, Wouter, and Sterling have claimed more career untieds than that. And only Boss and Wouter provably have gotten more untieds with videos. Mind you, Sterling was doing this in the 90s when, you know, it was almost impossible to get a video of your run up online. was very difficult. So, you know, pretty remarkable to see, you know, like it's like someone like Tiger Woods or Novak Djokovic continuing to rack up records over the years, and just amazing, amazing stuff. But my friend's ace would play here and there again. And he actually got kind of sidetracked on this for months, I would say. This was quite something to see. Ace really, really played this for a long, long time. Frigate 00 Agent. Over years, in fact. Years and years. And he... Well, it's a luck-based level. I mean, the better you are at it, the more likely you are to get the good luck needed to win and have the hostages escape. But it certainly is luck-based. If the luck never wants to give it to you, you know, well, you're toast. You know, you're not gonna get the time you're looking for. So it took Ace months and months, probably over 100 hours, which is very rare for Ace. You know, it's very rare for Ace to take that much time to get a world record of any kind. You know, he has a little scroller up here with full of little memes about Frigate 00 Agent. And he actually experimented with different routes through the frigate, which may have had better hostage odds. Maybe better, maybe worse, hard to say. And he was like, a route on frigate where you go to the basement, which is much like, you know, a second or two slower. He could still pace 103 like that. Tried it a lot. I actually forget which strat he used. I think, if memory serves, he got this within like a few hours of switching back to the normal, you know, more usual strategy. But let's give it a watch, and let's dedicate it to our SpeedLore champion, Soul O'Rock. A huge thanks to you, Soul, for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Hello to the beautiful Emerald Isle. And let's watch this amazing, amazing untied world record of Perfect Ace on Frigate 00 Agent. So 4 PP7 shots to lure the guards there. Sometimes we would blast a whole pile, 7 or 10 D5K. So it's interesting that he did PP7. And yes, he's going with the more traditional strategy. There was an alternative strategy to turn back around and go downstairs here. Because look at that. That was a beautiful quick pause. I'm going to rewatch that in a minute. As we say hello to D Pistol in chat. Always a pleasure to see anyone join for the year-end SpeedLore. And I mean, it was just a very pro move by Ace there, and we'll get into the deep analysis of it after we watch this run play out. Chucks the bug throw, the beautiful bug throw. A bit of a stuck back there, but not a huge deal. And a nice strafe in here, shooting this fellow with the Phantom, which again, that was considered, you know, iffy at a time, but all these strats, all these things have been sorted so cleanly. Jumps in, the cinema comes up, baby. The most beautiful sight in GoldenEye. The wonderful cinema. Frigate 00 Agent 103. It's truly remarkable. It really, really is among the most remarkable things we can possibly see. And yeah, right here, so what happens here is he pauses to take out the diffuser. He realizes he's like paused in a spot where he's gonna get stuck on the door frame, and then unpauses and runs in. And like you would think, oh, is that gonna lose too much time? Well, for one, he's Ace, so he was pacing like 102, 101, so he knew going for 103 that he could afford it. And it's just very intelligent because some people just accept that they pause here, and the problem is you're kind of blocking the hostage, and you really need that hostage to escape, obviously. And the benefit is that now he has 2 pauses later in the level, and they're actually sped up because that actually functioned as a quick pause. Now, I wouldn't say go find a spot to quick pause and speed up your pauses on Frigate 00, but it just so happened that his quick thinking worked out in such a way that, you know, there we go. Beautiful quick pause. And nothing better than seeing the cinema pop up here at the end of the level. Nothing better than that, baby. GG, baby. GG. 103. You know, Toby in chat asks if Callie got Dan 52 last year, 2013. And I'm so sorry to tell you this, how quickly time flies. Callie got 52 in 2022, which was several years ago. Almost 2 years ago. I know, it's crazy to think. Frigate 104 was... How many people had Frigate 104? I'm going to look this up quickly at the time. 4 or 5 people had it, which is getting to be kind of a lot, you know, for a level like that. 4 people had it. Swiss, Frosthops, Irie, and Ace. But Ace beat it. What can you say, baby? And so Ace would carry on. A few days later, he played Secret Agent. This one was shocking to me because the lore on Frigate SA is kind of crazy, like, when you really get down to it. The first ever SpeedLore episode aired, and the world record on Frigate at that time was Frigate Secret Agent 1 minute by Luke Pettit. Ace got 59 pretty close after the first ever SpeedLore episode. This is February 2017. And then Luke Pettit days later came out with a 58. That 58 remained the world record for the entirety of SpeedLore's duration, which is unbelievable. But in 2023, Ace got this speedrun, a run which we will dedicate to the one and only SpeedLore champion, GOP 1386. A huge thanks, GOP. Let's watch Ace's amazing frigate, Secret Agent 57, to complement his 00 103. So on Frigate SA, you chuck the you first off the bat, you chuck the tracker bug. Guard actually pulled a nade there. You hope the hostage like unloads or is out of the room before the nade goes off. I mean, this movement of headshots is simply incredible, honestly. Nice diffuse. He's going to carry up and warp here. So this shooting is a new technique to lure out guards, to make this ending a bit cleaner. And here we go, baby. A is complete at like 55 seconds. Oh. Just the satisfactory placing the controller down. I mean, what more can you ask for? That is what it is, man. You just gotta put the controller down sometimes and say, GG, baby. GG. Well, man, what an insane situation. It's a great run. Just very clean. I mean, some of the movement, especially here, is like nice headshot. It looks like he does have auto aim on, yeah. But, you know, headshot, like that headshot, and this one. You don't even need to free that hostage, technically. But just the way Ace can move through there and headshot them is amazing, so... Very, very well done to Ace. There. Now, Bunker 1 Secret Agent 19, he achieved this a year earlier. I mean, we're just going to watch this run. It's too fried. It's like probably the best run ever achieved in GoldenEye. That third camera shot, 1 bullet, 4th camera shot. Like, good luck, man. And then 2.x ending. I would say the third camera shot's most impressive, but they're all insane. I'm just going to loop it here for a minute. TJ in chat asks, it says achieve 2023 on the ranks. Isn't that incorrect? Technically, yes. And I just noticed that too, which surprised me. But I guess what happened was, and we might watch some runs that affect this later, I guess we'll say there was like an anti-hoarding movement over the last few years that took place. And so there's a lot of questions as to what to do about hoarding in speedrunning, in GoldenEye. Should you be able to claim that you got a world record 5 years ago and post it today? And say, no, everyone who thought they had a world record, they didn't. Now I had the record the whole time. Should that be allowed? And under previous circumstances, that was the case with hoarding. And so perhaps we've changed the philosophy in the community lately to when you post it is when you're credited with it. You can't get pre-credit for hoarded times. But I'm not even sure, to be quite honest. And yes, hello in chat to Tipster, our old pal Tipster. It was a pleasure to see you. And Rook Zero. This run was by Perfect Ace, the one and only. Yeah, so TJ, perhaps that there's just a glitch with this specific time posted. Tipster says this is some Billy Mitchell tier stuff, and it is actually in the King of Kong, the documentary. Billy Mitchell unhoards a new record at some sort of gaming meet. And so, it's a really complicated situation with hoarding in the elite community because, like in 2015, 16, 17, when the guys had Kapap 1, 2, 3, these were widely celebrated. It was awesome. It's remarkable, amazing. And then hoarding kind of ran its course because everyone was trying to, hoard and get records and, chase the magic, and it could never happen. And it got excessive to a point where people are hoarding so much, and it's what's going on with the rankings, And eventually a few guys, and we'll watch a couple more runs on this matter, said, I'm just going to hoard for a year or two, and almost, I don't necessarily claim to know their motivations for it, but it seems like there's been sort of an attitude change towards hoarding lately. So this was Ace. It was posted in May 2023, so it was posted last year publicly, but he had got it in April or May 2022, so a year earlier. Him and I had been experimenting with some strategy development on Bunker 1 Secret Agent, in particular doing the late camera shot. So you can do full strafe 3 attempts. You still have full strafe here, and you can get all your camera shots in on the same attempt. So it makes a really good strategy. And then you flip back for the camera picture, and then you do the 2.x ending here. And so this is sort of the new technique for Bunker 1 Secret Agent. And hey, obviously Ace took it to the max level 19. I think this time will never be tied, honestly. So there's that. Let's see if I go to the Bunker 1. So we saw Frost Hops get 21 and Alu, the first guys to get 21 in a very long time. So that's pretty good stuff there. Ace would then tie Train 56. Obviously, any Train record is insanely, it's one of the few levels favored on PAL. I think what happened on this run, you can hear it. The sound effects are messed up, not every guard is sound affecting. And Ace pondered if this affected lag positively, it was less laggy. Now, you're not allowed to play with sound effects off according to the rules of the community. But Ace found a thing where, like, if he left his console on for, like, days and days and days, it would glitch like this and, like, have partial sound effects. And he wondered if that would reduce lag. And it may have. It may have. And so Ace was able to use this to get 56, which tied Henrik's time, Train Agent 56. And this was when, you know, Henrik had a sweep on Train at the time, which was pretty good. This was done July 5th, 2023. Only 3 days later, Henrik used that motivation of Ace tying his, you know, beloved Train Agent record to do this. Quite frankly, one of the most shocking runs in GoldenEye history. So this is Henrik, July 8th, 2023. Lock. Or break. I mean, we call them locks, but they're breaks. Because you just call everything a lock, I guess. Just your muscle memory calls it a lock. Henrik came up with this sort of, like, strafey technique at the end there that usually got the guards to come out on time. I mean, just the best locks you're ever going to see by far. There's, what else can you say? Literally, what else can you say? The best locks by far. And he sort of is the first guy to, like, actively crouch while doing the last lock. 55. You just can't beat this run. One of the best runs ever set. Just so good at the end. You know, full strafe to do the last lock, and I'm literally just lost for words, you know. Sometime in life, you are simply lost for the words, you know. What more can I say, you know? Words cannot describe how amazing and remarkable this run is. I agree. Insane record, phenomenal. Absolutely incredible, fantastic run, next level stuff. I mean, what do you say? 1356s. Everyone is just in shock. Simply amazing run. Thank you, Kidney Thief, and a pleasure to you. Happy New Year to you. Yes, hopefully 2024 is remarkable for everybody, I would say. So, here's another sort of strange situation that we found ourselves in partway through the year. So the record on Aztec Agent at this point was 120 by Mystic Cheese and Ace. However, in July 2023, Graviton revealed that he had actually set a record of 122 back in 2019, and he was unhoarding this time now. And so, if we accept that, you know, if you can prove a date achieved on a hoarded speedrun, we have to sort of rewrite history. Because previously we believed that Wotus got 123 as an untied world record, and that, in super hindsight, you know, was not untied, because Grav had actually achieved a 123 before then, and then he got 122, and so the 122 was not an untied either. And so it really made this really messy situation where you kind of have to go back and rewrite history. And obviously I cannot claim to know what motivated Grav to do this. I think it was part of anti-hoarding sentiment that he was like, I'm going to do the dumbest hoard possible to make it so that nobody's going to want to hoard again. And I actually tried to talk him out of doing this numerous times, probably half a dozen times. I was like, you should post them, you know, this way or that way, or not claim the date, or I don't know, you know. And he wouldn't listen, and it came to a point where I thought he was never going to post them. I really did. He was going for the untied sweep, which you could never get. And one random day in July, he decided to post them and cause like a bit of a shitstorm. And suffice to say, he did. You know, people were pretty upset that he had hoarded these records for 4 or 5 years. There's 2 of them we'll watch tonight, and because of the situation being so unusual and bizarre, we're going to dedicate this one to our SpeedLore champion who loves the bizarre runs, Mr. Moxie. A huge pleasure to see you in chat, Mr. Moxie. Well, not in chat tonight, but in spirit, my friend. So let's watch Grav's Aztec Agent 122, and let's say hello to Krishenko in chat and Audie in chat. A pleasure to see you guys. What a great start to the year. So no, Grav was playing English, not Japanese or PAL, English NTSC, and doing the glass crouch strategy. And no one would pull this off for another like 4 years. You know, this runs from 2019, he had another run from 2018. You know, 4 long years before anyone would pull off a similar use of this technique. And not even a great, you know, he could have got 121, 120, had a mishap entry there. But even so, you know, even so. And even the inserting of the data upload could have been faster. So, you know, like we you know, the record's 120 now. We knew 120 was possible back then. Even we think like 117 optimistically is probably possible on Aztec Agent. You know, will it ever happen? Maybe, maybe not. Well, it was Agent Joe Green in chat, so... You know, at the time, Gus Riolo got 122 in like March 2022. And everyone thought that was the untied, and then a year later, Grav posted this from 2019, and so 2 people, Gus Riolo's 122 and Wotus's 123, believed they were the record when set, the untied world record. And, you know, if we sort of take hoarding to its fullest extent, then you have to credit Grav with these runs when they were set. This one in July 2019 revealed only this year, and so certainly a strange, unusual case there, without a doubt. I'll say, you know, geez, what do you even say? Like, it's a mess. I was actually quite pissed when Grav unhoarded these. I thought he was just going to forget about them, but that's life, I guess. So, Silly God in chat brings up a good question. Could it be that people he didn't want people to use his strategy? The thing is, this strategy was known for like several years at this point, and nobody just used it. One guy, Sweetener, used this on a 125 with a lot of mistakes in 2017. And I actually made a video about this strategy back then. So everyone knew that this strategy existed, and just nobody wanted to use it. They were too afraid or thought it was inconsistent or whatever. But Grav was able to pull it off, and you know, sort of like there's not been a major hoard since this point in time. And so if his goal was to sort of end hoarding or prove how ridiculous hoarding had become, it seems like he succeeded at that. I would say. And there's his 122, baby. There's his 122. Now, he also, 1 year later, got a time that would have been untied on Secret Agent, and was untied if we retroactively sort out these times. This is a 129 Secret Agent. It's a very, also, unusual run. And so we'll dedicate to the one and only 4-Day Bender. A huge thanks to you, 4-Day Bender, for all of your support of SpeedLore on Patreon over the year and years. So once again, 129, we're probably going to see the crouching strat. Yep. So what's happening here is he's backing up onto a ledge. You can get under him, and when you get under and inside a guard, you become invisible. When you become invisible, the guards freak out and often will open the glass. And he's going to get the body armor here. Barely makes it in. And yes, hello to D-Bruz in chat. I mean, I have streamed once a month, usually for roughly the past 3 years, but it's always a pleasure to see you in here. Nice hits. Strafing away, baby. Uploads the data. He's in with absolute ghost health. Pretty scary. Wow, D-Bruz, amazing. Well, welcome back to chat for the 2023 Year in Review special. $129 double Secret Agent, rather. I mean, double O, that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, if we look at the Aztec history, what we'll see is, you know, here, Ryan Gibbs. So he got 129 2 years before anyone else publicly got it. He got 122 untied 3 years before anyone publicly got it. He even got 123 a month before Wotus got it untied. And 129 even had to be rewritten twice because Bands got it. If you remember that whole arc, I have a video about that in like March, late March 2022. And then Riolo was hoarding. Riolo unhoarded, said, sorry, Bands, I got 125. Your 129 was never the record. And then Grav also unhoards 129 another year later. And it's like, wow, now that 129 really wasn't the record. So it's a funny situation where the level has to be rewritten twice. And again, I think this is why we don't see hoarding anymore in GoldenEye speedrunning. Has it run its course? Is it for the best? I'll let you decide that. And welcome in chat to Abstract and Modern. Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you are well and dandy. Now, the last GoldenEye Untied of the year is this Perfect Ace run on Bunker 2 Double O Agent. And Bunker 2 Double O Agent, I would just say, you know, the jail cell Arlene Warp was found in 2021. And as a result, Secret and Double O Agent have not been, like, optimized since, you know, that much since then. They could still both go lower. Secret Agent's 38, tied by Ace and Clemens, I believe. It could go 1 or 2 seconds lower. Double O here could even go 1 or 2 lower than this. But this is still a remarkable untied world record, a very good world record. And so we will dedicate this one to our pal and SpeedLore champion, E Street. A huge thanks, E Street, for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's take a look. So we'll see the jail cell Arlene Warp right off the bat here. Nice slap. Shoots 3 times there. It's a kind of newish strategy. So this is sort of a new development on the clipboard lure, which is a pretty complicated strategy because you really have to understand like how the mechanics of guards hearing shots and being attracted and how the like pathing and movement works when loaded or unloaded. So there really is a lot of technical stuff going on. Nice shot on the head. That was a headshot for a key for this safe, which is like really impressive. A bit of a stuck hang up there. And he's hoping one of these guards has a clipboard. That guard did. Almost shoots Nat in the head. And it's like so much has to go right here. That makes it very complicated. But he gets the run. You know, you're kind of just like, you really are, after the safe, kind of just spraying and praying. And hoping that you're going to get the clipboard from one of the guards who you've sprayed and prayed. But 49, you know, there's pretty good record. Let's go to bunker 2 here. And we see, like, he had 50. He lowered his own untied. Luke has 51. I mean, that's an impressive time. Green's 53 was the record before the Arlene warp. And the warp probably saves, like, 4 or 5 seconds. So, like, 48 is most likely possible there. You know, these times were from back 2021 now. Wow. But yeah, that 40, 49, pretty good. Just watch the second half here. So 1 safe key there. He's going to shoot in here to lure... Oh, the initial shots lured the safe key guy to there. So that's a new technique. And picks up the dossier and accidentally gets the, you know, switched weapons. Almost shoots that. Like, so much funny stuff is going on in this run that it makes it kind of epic, you know? Nice shot there. Really nice warp. And he's out in 49. New untied record. So there you go. So let's look at the database of the time cut in 2023. So we see 6 seconds cut, which is admittedly a slow year. Now, there's been discussion on why this is. You know, is this sort of the natural fate of the community to slow down as the game gets to be 27 years old? You know, that's getting pretty old. You know, are there other factors at play? You know, why is there, you know, it's a quiet year. 6 seconds cut in 2023, 12 in 2022, 14 in 2021. Mind you, 15 in 2020. Mind you, those years, a lot of people were, you know, at home with not much to do. 2019, 20 seconds. 2018, 16. 13 in 2017. 10 in 2016. You know, so 10 in 2016 is a pretty quiet year. Even though that was sort of like the prime Twitch era, you know. 15 in 2015. 2014, a lot of activity. You know, Twitch era was hot. Only 11 in 2013. And 13 in 2011 when the game was still way less optimized. 2009, 8. Only 8 seconds cut. And so, you know, some might ask, is the game in trouble? Is it, you know, but is this sort of just the natural entropy of speedrunning a game that's almost 30 years old? Quite frankly, 30 years old. I mean, that's kind of hard to believe, you know. Sorry to make anyone feel a little bit old there, but it's true. It's true. And so, a couple things that are interesting are Caverns Agent 101 is now up here on the, you know, most longest lasting world record. So, Aetol time. Will anyone get 101? People have tried. No one's been successful yet. How much further will it go? If it makes it to the end of the year, we're talking top 5 all-time longest lasting record. You know, passing Wouter's Frigate 23. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, Krishenko asks in chat, how much time is there left to trim? I think that we totally can get to... See, the total time here is 1:10:12. I think we can get to 1:09:59. But, like, that's going to be close to it. You know, that's going to be close to it. So, we'll see. You know, we'll see. And, yeah, Caverns 101 is climbing the days. Bunker, Runway SA 22 is going to get up there for sure. 100%. Geez, my Streets SA 154, could that make it to 10 years? That'd be pretty remarkable, you know? So I guess we'll find out. And then, in Longest Untied, you know, no Untied Facility 42, no Untied Caverns 129, so they're now in the top 10 longest Untieds ever, which is pretty interesting, you know, because you wouldn't really... Caverns 129 probably is tieable, and just no one's gone out and done it yet. And Ace, you know, could his Control 355 get up there? You know, yeah. Callie's surface times could get up there. And so we could see a lot of movement on this chart as well into this year. So that's interesting stuff. Actually, there was a couple more runs I want to watch because, yeah, like, these facility... So, finally this year, they didn't get untieds with it, but Clem and Callie got 51 with a strategy that had been, again, a strategy that had been known about for 5 years, 10 years, but no one ever used on a world record speedrun. Finally, Callie and Clem used it. So let's watch Clem's tying 51 Secret Rage on facility here. Nice headshot. Nice warp. 12 shots. Good speed. He needs more ammo. Gets it. 12 shots in this room. Doak is in there. So now he can skip the pause because a guard is lured to open this door. He knows it. He knows it's it.
Go. All right. Fucking out of jail. Yeah, baby. Clutched it. Fucking clutched it. Yo, thanks everybody. Oh my god. So glad that wasn't a 52.0, dude. It was pretty high. It was pretty high. Yo, Sterling, thank you. It was pretty high. I clutched it though. Clutched it.
Great run, and yeah, so it's nice to see that strategy finally put into action. Now, there's a few very impressive DLTK records set this year. If we go look at the DLTK records that were set this year. So, I can't watch them all. I would love to. I truly would love to. I can't be here all night long. We can see Blaze M on Silo DLTK, like spent all your playing Silo DLTK and trimmed it down from 730 quite low, and we will get to that. We see, which is shocking and amazing, honestly. We see Boson with Control DLTK 756. That's amazing. A huge congrats to Boson for that. We see H. Ogden with Caverns DLTK 848. That sounds pretty cool. Let's watch this 848 Caverns DLTK by H. Ogden. A very remarkable run. I've never watched this in full. I mean, I think we all remember watching Ace's. No, I think we all remember watching Elu's 40-minute completion of Caverns DLTK in that SpeedLore episode. So, you know, to get a time that used to be 40 minutes down to 8 something is pretty crazy. Wait, look at that mine there. You know, just there's... You know, DLTK I've never played much. You know, the main levels you kind of just flow and play and strafe. But DLTK, which is fully maxed stats, I kind of assume you guys know that by now. It's like every single moment has a strategy. Like, look at that mine placement is important. The timing of the shots is important. You know, your positioning is important. Every single... I'm surprised he shot and didn't get the body armor. Maybe it was like necessary. I guess maybe the body armor didn't take any damage, and I guess it was necessary for the scientist to leave that way. Let's see what that does. Are they both going to leave in time? I mean, it must be annoying if that doesn't work. You know, you started a good run, and that part of it doesn't work. You know, the hostages, the scientists, don't leave properly. One of them passes away, and thus you played perfectly, and you didn't get shot. The guards didn't, you know, do you in. I mean, look at that technique. Strafe by the guy and shoot. And have to redo parts of the level. Like, it takes so many attempts to get everything to come together. I mean, look at this. He's going to lure out guards and presumably throw another mine. Oh my god. Even that, like, that can go so wrong so quickly. And yes, hello in chat to Nate the Gratian and Joe San. Happy New Year to you. Here's to all the best in 2024. He's building full speed here. Is he going to run by these guys? Oh my god, that's pretty gutsy. That's pretty gutsy. I'm very impressed. Wow. I mean, just to know that such a thing is possible and to have the confidence to pull that off is really, really remarkable. That was very intelligent to sort of lure him into shooting so he stays put. Because he has body armor, you want to stay put for quite some time. Oh yeah, Joe San. So many factors for this level to be a good run. It's true, and we're like halfway through the stage. I mean, we've already seen so many moments of brilliance, quite frankly. Now, I wonder about those guards downstairs, if they're going to come find him or whatever. Nice shooting. Okay, so he's got a... Let's see what he does here. Yeah, I guess going over here first is probably wise. I mean, it reminds me, of course, of playing for 00 Agent to get the cheat for the first time ever, you know, which is, we'll say, difficult in its own right. You know, when you're first playing as a young lad, it can be quite difficult. And I mean, the fact that these guys are now below 930 on the stage is also remarkable, you know, like that's because that's the target time for the double RC P90s cheat. Oh, he attempted to do the... Oh, that would have been so scary. Oh my, kind of lucky that he stopped. Like, lucky that the guard stopped moving at that point and didn't turn the corner and blast him away. You know? Wow. Cure Sidosha in chat says, been playing GoldenEye since I was 10. Only just earned all the cheats last year. Holy smokes, it's hard. And yeah, we're watching a run with max 007 stats. Basically get a time that would get this cheat on Cavern's 00 Agent, which is pretty remarkable and impressive, I would say. So they have 1,000% health. So 10 times the usual health of a guard. Now, I wonder how he does this, because these guards are keen to throw nades and blow up the radio room, and so I assume that can happen, which would fail you, the objective, because there... Wow, look, he pulled a nade. Because you have to contact Jack Wade with the radio. You know. So he has a nade now. I guess he knows if you chuck it there, it blows up, but not to the point where it blows up the radio. That is a very intelligent strategy. He still has good body armor. I mean, the ending is so scary because he's have to deal with so many guards. And once Trevelyan sees him, double shotgun guards spawn at you from behind, making things, you know, very, very spooky. Oh my god, look at all these guys coming in, but thankfully his weapon is very strong. Yeah, the guards have 1,000 damage, so it's generally one hit and you'll pass away. Now, mind you, a ZMG does 10 bars of damage, an AR-33 does 15, and stuff like a laser or an RCP-90 does 20, which is unsurvivable even with body armor. The point is, with body armor, you can survive one hit. You can also survive hits of, like, explosions. He's running out of ammo, which is also something to watch. 13... This must be so terrifying. He needs ammo. He's got 23. He's got it. He's got to pummel these guys. One or two guys left. Great use of the box. Oh my goodness, that was brilliant. He's got to be quick because the guards come from behind. I mean, that was simply... probably... one of the most amazing runs I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to be honest. Congratulations to H. Ogden on this run. Just unbelievable. 848. Bozon had 854. So he was wondering, is this a new record? Is this faster than Bozon's run? And it was. Simply amazing. So a huge congratulations on this run. So amazing. So amazing. And we're going to watch 2 more DLTK runs. Again, we saw when I looked at the rankings here, or the progress, Blaze M cut Silo DLTK down to sub 7. And so we're going to watch that. To start the year, it was at 7:52. So he cut like a full minute, almost a full minute off. Let's watch. This is just... This one is just... I'm already at a loss of words and I haven't even watched the run yet. Blaze M, I believe, is a young Frenchman, so a huge congrats to him on this. Let's see the strats. Oh my god. Missing shots early. I guess you wonder if that plays a role in, like, he thinks, oh, I lost time a little bit earlier. Let me see what I can make up here. Yeah, Rook 0, buffering his bad luck out early. Exactly, exactly. It's like, oh, I missed some shots earlier, so, like, the run isn't up to my standard, so I'm going to, like, do a riskier strategy later. Like, that's a very real thing on this kind of run, on a lengthier run. He's got some nades. I mean, that's part of it. You're really trying to get nades. It looks like he's playing, like, in 16-9 view as well. I wonder if that has any impact on the overall strategy, or if it's just, you know, what I'm seeing. It looks like also PAL. I'm going to see if I can verify any of this information here, you know. Done on PAL, so that's why it looks a bit different than a lot of other videos. Joe San asks, do you know how close people are getting to TAS runs in general? Well, on some levels, like, we have tied or pretty much tied the TAS time. On other, like, I don't even know what the silo DLTK TAS is, but it would probably be much faster, right? So it depends on so many things. Like, on a level like Archives Agent, we have 15 seconds. You know, nobody... TAS can't beat that. But on other levels like Aztec 00 133, like, TAS could get like 120, if not lower. Oh yeah, that's right, Moon Guy. Bismuth did a whole video about Silo DLTK, which is very remarkable. So if you want to know the I'm sure most people have already watched it, but if you haven't, it's there. It's quite a remarkable watch. Yes, hello in chat to Games Bond. Hello indeed. Look at these nice shots in the chest. He's trying to get him to pull a nade. That's why now he's going to switch to the head to farm that nade. And it looks like he was able to farm 2 nades successfully. He's hitting out the console. Like, that was so brilliant. Because he shot 4 times, which was enough to get the scientist to leave the room. Because you don't want too many scientists to pass away, because you'll fail. So he shoots 4 times, the scientist leaves, he shoots again, and it takes care of both the guards. It's just brilliant. Good night in chat to Kroshenko. A pleasure to see you. Hopefully and perhaps I'll stream again and see you again. A true pleasure. Look at this. 1, 2. 2 guards taken out. 3, 4, 5. 1 more to do here. And that was quite laggy. Like, that is definitely a lynch point in the run, where if it goes wrong, you know, you got to start over. You're 3.5 minutes in, you know, so... Nice headshots on him. Did he pull a nade? Yes. 4 nades. He's going to chuck one here. So it actually went through the wall. It unloaded the wall and took care of about 4 guards behind this door. They're all cleared now. So that is very, very good. This room's pretty peaceful now. No guards in here. He can just... Oh, wow. He's making it not peaceful. He's trying to lure out a bunch of guards. Oh, my dear. 1, 2, 3. He's got to get over here. He took some damage off the flame, not a big deal. Throws the dat, oh my god. You know, that's a thing that, like, you could have a brain fart and throw the dat first and have it blow up from the tanks. You know, you're trying to process and think about so many things that, like, that happening is totally plausible. Now, I feel like this is gonna be the hardest part of the level, or like one of it. Oh my god, the nade came back at him. It was oh my god, a guard through it. Oh my god, he could easily have perished there. That was nuts. But maybe it worked out, because maybe that wouldn't have gotten all 3 guards if there wasn't an extra one thrown from a guard there. There's like 3 guards. Again, he's got to watch the flames now because he's taking damage. The Ormov part is also pretty insane because... oh my god, the timing on this is also, like, so perfect. Because Ormov just stands there and shoots at you, you know? I think you can go down here and blast him away. Oh yeah, or over here or something. Yeah, I see. Like, I think that... oh, there's a couple guards there and Ormov's over here. So, good idea. Okay, he's got 3 guards coming. This has got to be quite a tight symphony of timing as well. He's taking a picture of the satellite, so I believe he can destroy it. Oh my god. This is terrifying. Oh my god. Oh my god, he hadn't taken a picture of the satellite yet. Good idea to throw it there. A complete. Now blow that up, baby. Oh my god, a guard's running away. That guy didn't perish. What's Oro doing? Oh, you run it? Oh my god, that's beyond YOLO. I'm actually shocked that's the strategy. I think you also run this, and he had deaths at the end here. You can perish there, and he made it. I mean, that was some of the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. Those 2 runs, unbelievable. So congratulations to Blaze on this run. Simply amazing. .656, sub 7. Silo. I mean, for years and years and years, no one thought silo DLTK was possible. And yet, there it is, under 7 minutes. That's just unbelievable, I would say. Let's go to the comments and description here. Voici ma 17e course sur Silo DLTK. So that's his 16th time beating Silo DLTK. Oh, 17th. Sorry, he wrote it in English. I was around for the days this wasn't supposed to be possible. Now I'm looking at pure art. Unbelievable. There's no real optimization until the crate haul. I'm later on this run to the crate haul, saved a lot of time in the crate haul thanks to the grenades. So there you go, that nade did help him. Yeah, the 2 explosions at 5:30. So that is what cut him down to, you know, saved him a few seconds. Bismuth in here, good run, I'll say. Yeah, just unbelievable, man. Just simply amazing. Yeah, no further commentary there. Just great stuff. Now, there's one more DLTK run we'll watch tonight as we welcome in Tony Nubarez to chat. A pleasure to see you here. Ace Improved Facility DLTK. How much did he improve it? There was like a few new strats and like mine throws and stuff. Oh, he improved it from 125 Clement Boson to 119. So let's watch this Ace 119, and let's dedicate to our final SpeedLore champion of the night, our pal FC Bojangles. A huge thanks to you, FC, for your support of SpeedLore on Patreon. Let's take a look, baby. Facility DLTK 119. Let's watch these remarkable strategies. So this is pretty classic DLTK strats so far. I think even Cleanse 125 used a mine throw that we're going to see here in a second. Like, chuck the mine, look away. Take care of that. Run past those two guys. Oh, good quick pause there while staying kind of out of view. Good idea. Really nice usage there. Does he just... Yeah, he just leaves that guy behind. Takes a shot. So you see the shot did 20 bars of damage. Or, sorry, 10. Did 10 bars of damage. Enough for him to barely survive. Doak is in the best spot. I mean, just a lot of... This is just sort of... DLTK is sort of like 3 kind of tiers of levels, I guess. Not even like ranked tiers, but kind of scopes of levels. He used a bunch of mines, mind you, so he's got to preserve... he's got to do this carefully and not lure guards. Because, see, there's guards coming now. Look at this guard. Look at that guard. Almost passed him away. Unbelievable. 119 by Ace. There you go, the cheats off. Yeah, so there's sort of 3 scopes of levels on LTK and DLTK. One of them is like, say, Egypt LTK, Archives LTK, where you play it almost identically to how you play like Double O Agent, or even Agent in some cases. Cradle's like that, Cradle LTK, Surface 2 LTK, and DLTK to some extent. Then there's this middle scope, like Facility, where it's like, it's clearly DLTK, or LTK, you gotta use strats carefully, and still try to be fast though, because like they've kind of become regularly completable and whatnot. Man, he took 14 bars of damage there. I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't quite. And then the third tier is like Caverns, DLTK, and Silo, where it's like just survive. And even, you know, people have figured out how to speedrun those now, which is just so impressive, you know. So my hat is truly off to everyone in the GoldenEye community and world who beat a DLTK level last year. Every single one of you deserves respect for that achievement. So congratulations to everyone, and I mean especially H. Ogden and Blaze, and I mean like Boson got some stuff, and you know, everyone, truly every single person. And if you're sitting there thinking there's no way Goose is talking about me, there's no way, you know, no, I am talking about you. I love and respect you as well for all of your DLTK and LTK achievements. It's simply truly remarkable, my friends, is all I have to say. That is that. You know, the runs speak for themselves. Oh yes, Simon L. Shoutouts to Simon L. getting 721. Silo DLTK. Tied world record. And unfortunately, Blaze cut that down. Simon L. Remarkable guy. I think he showed me a train DLTK run last year, hoping I could unhoard it or something, but the timing didn't quite work out. So, you know, good luck to you, Simon L., on your future LTK endeavors and DLTK. As I mentioned earlier, GoldenEye saw something incredible happen in 2023, which was the re-release of the game on Xbox and Switch. Now, believe it or not, there are many people who do not have an N64 setup, and they can't play GoldenEye traditionally, you know, on the runs ranked on the Elite.net. But they do have Xboxes and Switches, and now they can play. So we saw this sort of parallel community rise up on speedrun.com of people playing these versions of the game, you know? So some of them are interesting because some of them on the Xbox are faster than what we have on the N64. And we've been competing on N64 for 27 years, you know, 25 years, whatever, Whereas on Xbox, it's been less than 1 year. It came out in like late January, early February. It's been a year, roughly. Now, of course, many strategies were sort of sorted out on the N64 version over 25 years, so that helps immensely. They're not starting with a blank slate, but they're using some of their knowledge to push it further. Now, I have 5 Xbox runs up, which are faster than the N64 versions, which I believe are the 5 that are faster. 5 out of 60, that's a lot, actually. A lot of it has to do with the console running faster, right? It runs in 30 frames per second, no lag. That helps immensely. But some of it is these sort of micro strategy improvements like we'll see in this run. The record for Dam 00 on N64 is 154. This is a 152 on Xbox by Raza, and there's a couple things to note here, so let's take a look, baby. And this was even done 6 months ago. Now, I believe the reason why we don't see any, like, switch... Look at aiming while strafing, stopping here to affect the gate. I mean, this already looks so much different than an N64 version. It's unbelievable. Both gates are open. Scrolling in. We see another aimed headshot. Another aimed headshot! Like, this is already looking so different. Look how... Okay, so the pause is way faster. So, like, that pause obviously saves some time as well. But yeah, the Switch is so hard to control. The natural controls are awful. And then it's very rare to get one of these, a Switch Online N64 controller, because they're always out of stock. I saw them in stock when they instantly snatched one up. Whereas the controls on Xbox are much better. And so, I would say, you know, beautiful door lure. I would say the controller issue is why Switch has no records faster than N64 yet. Oh, that's true. You're right, Black Secret, in that he did quick pause a few times. You're right. I gotta go back and rewatch. And look at all these... we gotta watch this run a second time. Like, there's so many micro improvements that I have a hard time keeping up with them all. You know? Like, this is honestly brilliant. Misses the warp there. I don't know if you can warp it on Xbox. You might or might not be able to do. You know, iFever, I've thought about that for the N64 version. Like, would it be worth it to quick pause there? And then have your modem pause sped up? And, like, maybe it would, you know? Maybe it's one of those things like the facility lure, where, like, you know, it is faster, but, like, nobody's going to use it for 10 years. So, yeah, JD93 in chat asks, is the Switch and Xbox version the same besides the controller? Like, yes, but, like, not quite. There are very tiny differences that you can find if you really dig in. But, like, nothing, like, really significant. You can warp on Xbox One, but not Series S or X. That is fascinating. So, like, maybe playing on an Xbox Series... Xbox One is, like, the best. But, yeah, let's watch this. So, he goes in here to the tunnel. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quick pauses. So then this pause is sped up. Brilliant. And I do wonder if that would work on N64. I really do. Now let's watch the box boosts on the way back. On N64, we do 1 or maybe 2 at most. So there's a new one. You actually can do that on N64, but no one does. I've done it a few times. Attempted another one. Attempted another one. That one we do on N64. This one we sometimes do. Is at 3 and 4. So he attempted like 6 or 7 boosts. And he got 3. So that's pretty remarkable. Yeah, no warp here. But gets the last alarm. I mean, just... unbelievably amazing. 152. Way to go. Raza, way to go. Train 00147. Actually, let's see. Are there any? Let's see if there's any comments on the 152. Just one. Oh, it's just me saying whoa on my Zenith Legend account. Okay, great. Okay. Look, I mean, this run deserves more love. Train 00147, probably not too much to say other than, like, obviously this level's super laggy, and, like, you can see how much better it is. And, like, not, like, obviously Raza is a very good GoldenEye player. I do wonder if you could train someone like Henrik or Mark or Ace to play their absolute best on the Xbox on train, what kind of times they would get. And it's actually, there's actually some difficulty. That was actually very, like, that was difficult to make sure that you hit Ormob before any shots pass them by. Oh, I love this crouching technique. The locks are difficult because your laser shoots so fast that it's actually like a problem. But he got out before Natalia saw him. And so he's going to wait here to the end. And he has a lot of health, too, which is good. Usually on the N64, you would have no health. You'd be almost perishing. And it's hello in chat to 13th Soul. Thank you very much for your kind comment. Much appreciated. Yeah, and Black Secret in chat says the emulator specialists melt those locks. It's insane. People do compete on 60 frames per second emulator, and a lot of those runs are also faster than N64. I mean, most of them. But it's not in an official version. It's cool in its own right. There's things to learn from it. It's remarkable. You know, and when you're comparing versions, it's fair to bring it up, absolutely. But tonight I just want to focus on the official versions. So not to slight the EMU guys at all, you know, it's interesting stuff there. Yeah, and Knuckles McCluck asks in chat, will the time ever come where the OG N64 runners will move over to this new Xbox version, and that version will become the norm? I mean, who knows? Like, literally, who knows, right? Maybe it'll become more popular at some point. Like, who knows, right? And then one can imagine a world where, say, it's too difficult to get an N64 working anymore, but the Xboxes still work, and so we can play it there. Like, that's possible. On the flip side, it's possible that the rights Microsoft has to the game expire, and the game gets removed from the Xboxes. And so we'll go back to a world where it's only playable on N64. Like, that could happen as well. And so, who knows what the future will behold. Hot Crimson asks, Goose, have you ever thought about branching your vids out of N64 games? Yes. And I think we will see some of that in 2024, my friend. We will see. We will see indeed. I mean, maybe mostly N64, but perhaps some other stuff as well. Here we got our pal iFever, baby. Silo SA 104. 3 seconds faster than... I'll have to mute it, iFever. I'm sorry, due to the music messes up the YouTube upload. But, I mean, this is 3 seconds faster than the world record on N64. So let's watch and see. I mean, it's a level I have a ton of experience on, having had the record at 112, 110, 109, 108, twice untied. And now we see a new slate of untied record holders on the Xbox. And I mean, this is it's no surprise that it's some of the laggier levels where the Xbox version is faster. Like, that was very clean. I mean, he was actually on a very similar pace at this point to N64 runs, so the ending must make up some time. I mean, he's about 2 seconds ahead of a good one, so... Well, no warping, that's true, no warping. calming down his nerves here in the pause. Selecting the camera. It's good to do. Good to calm down your nerves. There was reminds me of the historic Mark Rutsu Aspect 00140. Oh my god, you were working at Best Buy in the break room. How did you record it from there? Did the in-game recording feature work? I mean, that is actually a great story, iFever. My god. In the break room at Best Buy, untied. Pretty sick. I mean, it makes sense. You get like a 30-minute break. You know, have your lunch and you know, and a drink. Oh man, look at I love that strat. Opening the door from below, I love it. And again, these are things that we knew about on N64, but like no one's incorporated those into a speed run. And if the timing is the same as N64, which it might or might not be, this would have been a 104.2. Because the flip over is 0.61. So 104.2. If it was if you exited at 625.7 there, that would have been 103.9. So there you go, baby. There you go. 104. Great run, iFever. Yeah, let's just check out the post-pause run here as well. Just the post-pause ending. Yeah, the back boost there. I mean, that's kind of part of it. But I love that technique. I love it. I wonder about on Double O Agent for N64. Great run, man. Absolutely insane. And yeah, you know, Hot Crimson in chat, I appreciate the compliment. You're an excellent narrator. It'd be cool if you do other retro gaming stuff. I have one other video planned in 2024 that I've been meaning to do for like 5 years now about another game, an arcade game. And now with this Xbox and Switch stuff, you know, GoldenEye leading me there, maybe I'll start covering some of that stuff as well, you know, so. We will inspect Black Secret if any Switch runs are faster than SD4 in due time. Silo Agent 58. Raza and iFever have this, but also a runner Silent. And since I've shown iFever and Raza, I figured let's watch Silent's Silo Agent 58 and see how this is. Again, the record on SD4 is 59. And it's not surprising that the laggy levels are the ones where we're faster on Xbox. And I believe it'll be, you know, the strategies were sorted out over years of N64 running and then delivered in fine form on these other consoles, I mean on Xbox. Really nice. In the metal, baby. Snaps the pick, opens the door from below because there's no warping. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. You can feel it lagging. Some people are pretty upset that it lags a little bit, but it's like, come on, man, there's so much going on. 58. He didn't think it was 58. He skipped the end screen, baby. It's epic how even the Xboxers skip the end screen sometimes by accident. Let's watch the damn 51 of iFever. You guys all know the story. I made a main channel video. 1 boost. 2 boosts. So, Factory Oregon chat asks, what's going on? SpeedRunning on Xbox. Yes, they released GoldenEye on Xbox. And so I'm watching some runs in this 2023 Year in Review SpeedLore episode. 3 boosts. I'm surprised that you guys don't injure 4 boosts. I'm surprised you guys don't injure the guard to avoid the alarm going off, but it might not affect you guys due to no lag. Left strafe ending. Again, you wonder about this on N64. Is there an angle or something where left strafe would be better? Or is it too laggy on N64? And so these are questions that maybe someday will be resolved. Yeah, you can get 5, maybe even 6 boosts on this level. Big win. But this got 4 and it was enough for 51, baby. No tower lure, but very impressive. Amazing stuff. iFever, huge congratulations to you on this run. And what a year. What a year in GoldenEye speedrunning. So it sounds like a gentleman Daltonia claims to have tied 51. Let's look at the leaderboards quickly before watching the final run of the night. So, Xbox. Okay, we're going to toggle the switch later, but Xbox, 51 Dam, 43 FAC, 22 102. Silo is faster. Bunker 2 is 5 seconds slower. Presumably they can't do the jail cell Arlene warp. 111 streets, 15 archives, pretty good. Okay, train 53, I mean, obviously that makes sense. Jungle 48 is faster as well. You know, so there's a few others. Aztec 120 ties N64. Secret Agent. Dam 114. I mean, that sounds... Gee, I might actually watch that. I want to see it, what it looks like. Silo 104, Frigate 1 minute. You know, so there are certainly some times that are faster on Xbox still. Train 121 makes sense. Again, the leggy levels. Jungle 52, so ties N64, or actually is 1 second slower. Caverns 117. Look, Egypt 52 SA. I mean, that one is improvable, you know. Damn, double O. Runway 38. Good job, Xeon Heart. I was going to go for that, actually. I think on Switch it's still really bad. Frigate 110. Silo 123. So Silo double O could definitely go like 119. Bunker 2 110. Again, that could go much lower. Just not super optimized yet. You know, look, 3rd place is 127. Like, very unoptimized, obviously. But I think the Xbox guys will get there, you know? Whereas if we look at the Switch times, you know, Dam 53, Facility 46, Surface 1 104, Frigate 25, Train 101's good. 2nd place is 3 minutes, though. Control 407, compare it to 355, you know? What's the Xbox control? 358. I mean, that's like decent, right? That's reasonable. 407. Sorry, Joe T. I feel like you and I are going to improve this at some point, you know? So the Switch, the controller sucks. The good N64 Switch controller is very, very hard to get. And that mostly explains why these times are not that great, you know? Oh, there we go. Streets 155. Control 425. 2nd place is 851. You know, Egypt SA 56. Damn double O for... Like, I should post another damn double O to get 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, you know? A Silo 138, I mean, I should be able to improve that, you know? Streets... Train 158, that's good. That's nice, Joe. Like, 158 Train double O, that's solid. I mean, the record's 148 on N64, but, like, beats my PB on N64. Jungle 00 128. Control 00 930. Okay, like I should just beat Control 00, and I think I have a video that I just need to dig up and post. So like the Switch has a lot of room to improve. We can see LTK and DLTK. Not a single DLTK time has been submitted on Switch, and only a few on Xbox. So hey, I mean, it's sort of a cool blank slate that we may get to see filled out over the years to come, and who knows what will come in the future. Who knows what will come in the future. Now, there's one final run to watch tonight. And no, it is not an unhoarded time. It's not anything, too silly. But it is a time that honestly probably changed the entire course of GoldenEye speedrunning and the community. Frigate Agent 21 by Rebecca Smiths. I'm sure you know the story. If you somehow don't, Phil Bezgabov, Mirror Mage, made an alt account, Rebecca Smiths, and posted Frigate Agent 21 in untitled record on that account. Was it a silly thing to do? Yes. Silly thing to do. Half the community acts like this was akin to murder or something, like this is the worst thing to ever be done in GoldenEye speedrunning, which just seems a bit excessive. But the truth be told, it seems as though this has literally torn a hole in the community, torn it in half, destroyed it. People have literally lost their minds about this Frigate 21. Mirror Mage has claimed that it's real. He said, okay, fair enough. Rebecca Smith was a fake name, but I got the time for real. And still, the elite does not want to rank the time yet. They're, I guess, still deciding what to do about it. Who knows if this time we'll ever see the light of day on the rankings. Who knows? And I don't know. I truly ponder in a year what the state of the various GoldenEye communities will be. I truly ponder this, and the only way to find out is time will tell. It is time will tell, I guess. Well, he uses the 2.3 control style, angled down, to shoot and release the hostage in the cutscene here, which is a really insane thing to do. Amazing strategy. Been known about for 10 or 15 years. But 2.3 is so clunky that no one wanted to do it. Strafes up here, hostage released. Straight from the 2.3, really good movement. He learned 2.3 movement. Hostage escaped. Just needs this one hostage to escape now. Switches to 1.2. Chucks the tracker bug. Backs up. Guards out of the way. And he did it twice because the first one had interlaced video footage. The second hostage escapes. Bingo bango. Frigate Agent 21 by Mirror Mage, aka Rebecca Smiths. And indeed, the joke that I personally penned is this, and I don't expect anyone to really get it. It doesn't even make sense. A blacksmith, a locksmith, a tinsmith, and a wordsmith walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Hi, Rebecca." There may be no better way to end 2023 than this. It is truly a time that may have repercussions so far and wide that, speedrunning GoldenEye will never be the same, for whatever that's worth. And I guess I'll let you guys ponder that throughout the year 2024 now, as we see what new records are set in this brilliant game all this time later. All that being said, a huge thanks to these SpeedLore legends and champions for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon so happily, so loyally all this time. I guess we'll see what lies ahead but what I certainly know is thank you for your support, making this possible, and continuing to inspire me to come up with these episodes. It was a pleasure to do the year in review once again. Thank you all so much. All the chatters was lovely company tonight. Glad we streamed it. And to everyone who wants to speedrun GoldenEye in any facet, go ahead, welcome in, do your best, and great things will happen. That's my message for the year. Stay true, my friends. I'll see you in the next streamer video. And good night, baby. Good night.